Let's take one last example. The organizational gaze starts at the very beginning. When you enter a room, are you able to know what's going on in that company? So if I show you this picture of an office, if you were to enter in this office, what could you tell me about the culture of the organization? What are the values? How do people work in it? Is it a fun place to work? Is it a highly demanding place to work? Is it rigorous? Is it boring? Is it creative? Is it innovative? And would you want to work there? Because if you go for a job interview, that's the kind of information you'll get. And bonus question, how would you dress for the interview? Does anyone want to answer one of these many questions that I just asked?
Yeah.
David, go ahead.
Well, this company looks like a company with a good work-life balance. People are open here, so they can do whatever they want, but they shouldn't forget about their work. So in these types of companies, about dressing. Well, I think it's always better to use wear suits. So I would choose a suit for the interview.
So would you dress the way that you are dressed right now? I'm guessing you have
Yes.
a coat and a shirt. So you would dress that way. Kanata, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, so it looked like a startup. We can see that there are some curtains or look like a curtain. So the well-being at the workplaces matter a lot for the company. So yeah, it led to an innovation, maybe a tech company. Yeah, and for my if I have to apply for an internship, I think I would dress as I am. So I mean casually, but not with a hoodie or this kind of thing that just don't look professional.
Thank you. I'll come back to what you just said. Is there anyone who would not want to work there? Is there anyone that sees these offices and say, well, that's not for me, I'm not going there, I don't like this kind of style? Would anyone avoid that company? When there's 68 people connected and everyone wants to work in a startup, is there anyone who would avoid that kind of place?
Well, maybe people cannot say whether they would like to work there because it's environment is not the main factor. We need to learn more about this company to say yes or no.
It's true. You're right that just looking at a picture doesn't tell us everything, and we would need to know more about it. But some people are allergic to the Silicon Valley startup kind of environment. Christine in the chat told us it's probably a flat hierarchy. I would agree that if you're playing cards and racing, it's likely that you're not that formal with your boss. Bertie, are you jumping in or? To mute. It is likely to be rather creative. It is likely to be rather relaxed. That being said, the guys on doing the race seem to be wearing a coat and a shirt. So I would agree with David that maybe the best way to dress would be with that kind of outfit. That being said, depending on the internship, maybe Kanata is right. I don't know if they have a good work-life balance. If I were to see that, if I'm in a company that allows me to relax and have that kind of thing, it's maybe because it's a company that asks a lot of me and I have to commit to a lot of time in that company. So maybe the work-life balance is not that great, but I would pay attention to that. Organizational gaze, again, is not some kind of magical power. It's about being able to look at things and say, okay, what do I need to pay attention to? If I were to apply there, I would go with David. I would bring a tie in my pocket just in case I realize that a lot of people are a bit better dressed than they appear in the picture, and I might go to the bathroom very quickly to put on a tie to avoid looking too not serious enough. I don't know that I would take Kanata's risk and go with just a sweater, but maybe that would work because you don't want to be overdressed. Don't think that because they are not wearing a suit, they don't have a dress code. Being relaxed is as much a dress code as being in a suit. Again, there's a lot of theories about what I'm talking about here. I'm not inventing them. This is an article from 2018 in the scientific journal Organization Studies, where they showed that this playful office design hides a lot of things, including power and politics. So architecture, offices, interior design will tell you a lot. There are signals that you can analyze to understand and explain the people and their behavior in an organization, just by looking of who has at the bigger office, the smaller office, who has the corner office, who has in an open plan, who is in the corner and has a hidden screen, and whose screen is very visible, will tell you a lot about the position of the different people in the organization.